Anna Berkeley, thank you so much for joining us today on this glorious sunny day. It's really lovely to meet you in person.
Lovely to meet you, Tina. Thank you very much.
Stylish, as always, so thank you for presenting. I love that. You've had incredible experience in the fashion industry. You no doubt know all the ins and outs and all the changes that have happened, which I imagine are vast. Outside of being a well-recognised fashion consultant, which I'll come to in a second, tell me more about your work as a women's wear buyer at Selfridges, which is so cool.
Yeah, it was like the dream job. So when I got that job, I actually started in menswear. So I did a year in menswear, which was great, really good kind of grounding. And then moved to women's wear and just stayed there. That was kind of where I wanted to be anyway, because women's wear kind of rocks. And I had all the different there's so many different areas in Selfridges, so you could kind of move around and kind of have a different experience. So I did jeans for a long time, so all the LA brands, so when things like Earl Jeans was coming up, so that was a really exciting time when jeans kind of exploded, and then we had the denim room, we had it all refurbed, so I went through all of that as well.
It's a great space in Selfridges,
yeah,
the whole denim lab.
It's just amazing, it's amazing. So we started that and that was great. You just had loads of autonomy. I mean, I was in my 20s, it was a glamorous job, you flew all over the world, it was just brilliant, but they really believed in you and they just let you run, which is terrifying and brilliant, kind of all wrapped into one. So yeah, it was an amazing time, incredible creative direction from Suzanne Tide-Frater. Vittorio Radici was in charge, he was incredibly inspirational. So you just had this amazing team above you who you were constantly kind of like, wow, what's happening next?
Yeah.
So yeah.
How did you actually get into fashion and become a fashion consultant?
Yeah, good question. So I didn't, like lots of people, didn't know what I wanted to do at university, so I just chose my favourite subject, which was history. Went and did that, got to the second year, thought, don't want to be a researcher, don't want to be a teacher, oh my God, what am I going to do? So got to the kind of end of that second year and then I did a shop floor job with Topshop and thought, well, this is great, I'm enjoying this. I'd always loved fashion, but I hadn't thought about it. You know how bad careers were. I mean, it wasn't an option. So I did that shop floor job, got talking to the manager. She was talking about the buyers and I was like, what do they do? And I was like, oh my
Is that even a career?
God, yeah, didn't know it was a career. Sounded like, I mean, how amazing to buy things with other people's money and just like, what? Why wouldn't you? So I was like, that's what I want to do, that's what I want to do. So then I kind of just started investigating that, went through various kind of graduate programs, which unfortunately I didn't get because they were like, why have you not done fashion if you're so into it? And I was like, just kind of didn't think about it. Yeah. So I then went in at Wallace, started as an allocator, which is the person who kind of literally sends out the stock. So it's very boring, but it's proper from the ground up.
Yeah,
so then you learn everything. You learn how everything works. So really important. Yeah. So that's how I did it.
And you consult women mainly?
Yes. Yeah. I have worked with men as well, but my love is women's wear, and there's so many categories and there's so much to get into, and women's bodies are so interesting and unique. So really that's kind of where I've just focused on.
And why do they come to you? At which point do they come to you?
Tends to be a change in life. So it would usually be, post-baby mums, maybe going back to work, something's shifted for them. So they're like, I need to kind of have a bit of help with this. It could be someone's retired. It could be someone is now going back to work into a corporate role, promotion, any of those types of things. So usually a change, and they are worried about it.
Reevaluating your identity, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
How have you seen, now there's going to be a huge question, it's a kind of a separate video, but how have you seen the fashion industry change across your career so far?
Yeah, I mean, you'd think it would be massive change. So it's nearly 30 years I've been working in fashion, but actually it's not that. In a way, it's a shame. I don't think there has been as much change as there should have been. I think what's great is there's more size inclusivity now, for sure, than there ever was, and there's loads more choice. So certainly when I was a teenager, I mean, you had like two shops. You had like Chelsea Girl and like Miss Selfridge, and that was kind of it. Whereas now you've got this huge breadth of choice, which is both a kind of blessing and a curse. Too much choice, too many things that are the same, which causes all sorts of waste and problem, kind of park that. And then just the whole idea of people having to choose makes it really difficult because there's just too much, people get overwhelmed. So some of those things, some of those things are good things and some of those things are, there's big downsides to them. And I think the thin thing is a problem. You know, it was always tiny, tiny models. And when you actually see them on the catwalk, they are even smaller than you think they are. So it's crazy. And I just think we've slid back to that. And I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, that definitely hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed, but it's gone backwards.
Yeah.
After the kind of trying to get, it just feels like tokenism. They've put some people on the catwalk who are either size 16 or size 12. I mean, come on, average is 16.
Average size.
Yeah, yeah. So, and I think fashion has remained really fattest, and that's a problem.
Talking about body shape.
Yes.
Your personal style and your philosophy revolves around body mapping.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Yeah, so I learnt a technique a good 10 plus years ago from a brilliant stylist who's in her 60s at the time. And I wanted to kind of dig into the sort of forensics of how the body is put together, because I really started to see that actually it's the proportions that are more important than the shape. So shape's one thing, the outline really of the body, what the shape is. But actually how long the legs are, how long the neck is, where the shoulders sit in relation to the hips, all of those things are actually more important than shape. So what I do with the body map is we stick up a big piece of brown paper, I draw around the client with pencil and a ruler. Kind of looks like a tailor's dummy when it's done. Okay. So all through the torso to the edge of the shoulders. We don't like draw around the whole thing. It's not like a chalk drawing.
I was going to say,
so it
makes me think of something else.
It's really beautiful. But the good thing is I have no mirrors in the studio and it's all objective. So you step back and you're like, well, she's just drawn around me, so that is me.
Yeah.
And that's really good for women to just reset, because we are so negative about our bodies. I mean, they did a survey recently, 63% of us feel badly about our bodies, which is terrible. Not a surprise, but terrible. So the idea is to kind of reset the mind a little bit, talk about it in kind of unique proportions, because actually we are like fingerprints. Everyone is different. So you could be the same shape as the next person, but your proportions won't be the same. And that's where people need to kind of get that understanding. So it's things like where to put the waist, what necklines to wear, what do you do with sleeves? You know, do you do a puff sleeve? Do you do a neat sleeve? Those types of things. So it's all the kind of nuts and bolts of everything to do with dressing head to toe.
So I read this. Nobody likes to be called spoon, pear or column, which is so true. You've seen all the magazines. What shape are you and what suits you? I mean, it's a horrible way to refer to yourself. But that's what women's body shapes are often reduced to in the media. That leads me to ask you about Think Shape.
Yes. So Think Shape is an app that I've designed and built, and we launched in 2023. So the idea is that exactly that, it's supposed to be empowering and give people confidence. The idea being that we've taken away all those names. There are 9 goddesses, they're all Greek goddesses. I checked that they didn't, there was no patricide and all sorts of nasty things which they tended to like. So we've got the 9 goddesses. So the app will tell you what your dominant goddess is, so that you understand about shape. It will also then show you a video of someone who hopefully you can kind of recognise looks similar to you. Real women, no models. And then it will tell you all your proportions. So you put 11 measurements in, answer some questions, and then boom, it will tell you everything you need to know. That's for free.
For example, what kind of stuff does it tell you?
Yes, it will tell you things like how long your legs are compared to your body. So that tells you whether you tuck, whether you wear high-waisted, whether you go low-waisted, things like that, which I think with things like the tucking thing, which has been like such a big trend, everyone's like, got to tuck. And actually, it doesn't suit lots of women. Yeah. So, and then, just need to understand that nobody teaches you this stuff. It's you need to learn it. Yeah. Because when you learn it, then you can buy better and you can buy right. So then you're reducing waste.
And you're feeling confident.
And you're feeling great about it. And you've made that decision. Yeah. So what was happening a lot was women would know that they look great in an outfit, for example. Then when they came to replicate that, they were like, I don't know why that looks great. So I try to tell them why, and I explain which things work and which things don't so well, and then they can choose which of those things they then go and buy. So it makes it easier to shop. You've got more focus and you're not like overwhelmed. So many women hate shopping. They're overwhelmed. They don't know what their body shape is. They don't know their proportions. So actually you're kind of flying in the dark and that's no good. It doesn't need to be like that. So, yeah.
And that's being received really well, I hope.
Really well, yeah. We've got thousands of downloads. We've got loads of very happy customers. And we've launched our shopping edit called the Curated Edit last autumn. and you get 4 of those a year. And basically, that's all bespoke to you. So no one else is doing this on the market. You just, it's bespoke to your body.
That's fantastic. I'm surprised I haven't downloaded it yet.
Yes,
that's amazing.
please
I love that.
Please do.
So this is all quite hectic and quite busy.
Yes.
Downtime? You're a mum of 2. Do you get downtime?
Do you know what? They're teenagers now. So
it's more hectic.
2 boys, Sam and Jessie. No, it's not more hectic. I think what's interesting is I think you need to almost be around more. They don't want to speak to you or be in the same room as you or touch you or, do anything like that. So they don't want to hang out with you. But if you're kind of around, if they do need to say something to you or ask you, that's kind of like. So I have been working from home a lot more. It's just happened that way. It wasn't purposeful. But I think when they're little, it's all about physical hardship. Like it's really, really tough on the body, isn't it? And you're exhausted. But when they're teenagers, it's all mental torture, basically. So, we're just working through that. But yeah, downtime would be reading, walking, being outside, all those things. And I've got better at it over time. Yeah.
So travel, I imagine travel's been a big part of your life.
Yeah.
Certainly when you were a buyer.
Yes.
Do you like to travel? What made you fall in love with it? Favourite places?
Yeah, so when I was at Selfridges, we did some incredible trips. We used to do Australian Fashion Week, for instance, Paris, Milan, all the typical places. And at one point I was buying millinery and I used to go to Florence 4 times a year. Just like a dream, really. Just the most incredible places. So I particularly love Italy. I think that when I was younger, so I never did a gap year, never did the backpacking thing. When I was younger, I was very anxious about it, and I would never have gone on my own. Like I didn't like that. My husband and I took a sabbatical when we were just turned 30. Did a 3-month trip around the world, and I was like, this is just awesome. So we did South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia. It was brilliant, and that really excites me. And so we try and do slightly more interesting holidays than the norm, but then when you have the kids, you can't really do that. So it's just kind of like pausing. So I'm looking forward to kind of getting back into more exploratory kind of places. I'd like to go to Latin America, for instance, never been. So
any favourite places that you want to go back to?
Yeah, I loved New Zealand. I just thought that was incredible. South Island, the whole, the national parks. It's a really special place. It's a shame it's so far away. I'd love to go back there.
Do you believe in vision boards?
Yes. I didn't used to. I thought they were a bit, I won't say anything rude. I just thought they were a bit kind of out there, and I was like, that is just ridiculous. But I really believe in it now. I think as I've got older, I believe that you do get something back from what you are putting out into the world. I really do now. And then I think that it's just really that process of going, right, I'm going to put these images. Even just doing that is, even if you just do it for yourself and you don't show anyone, I think that's really impressive and powerful.
What's the big thing on your vision board?
Yeah, so I've got several actually. So I've got kind of a business one and a kind of more personal one, but there would be open beaches, as in kind of beach as far as you can see with book. There would be beautiful dresses and kind of dressing up. All sorts of things, incredible inspirational women. There's one that I've got that's got kind of my people that I really, really kind of aspire to be like.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is there one book you think you've read or you think every woman should read once in her life?
Yeah, I think that's difficult because I think that I really believe that you should read the things you love. I don't think it should be gender kind of based. Lord of the Rings would be one of them. That whole kind of like incredible world that he builds. And it's really about friendship, and it's about camaraderie, and it's about good and evil, and it's kind of got everything in there.
Gosh, I've never read
and
it.
I can really, oh my God, you should. It's like you can really immerse yourself in. So those kind of world building books I love, But I mean, in terms of, if I did have to be pressed on the women's one, then Lessons in Chemistry. I just thought that was one of my, I've got a few pages turned down, and I loved her, and I loved her kind of view on things. And God, 1950s and struggling to be a woman, incredible story.
I agree. The book was fantastic. Did you see the series?
Yes, and it was
So
good
brilliant.
Because sometimes you're like, oh, I love the book, I don't want you to ruin it. But no, it was great,
I
wasn't
thought
it?
they nailed it.
They did. They really did.
And any advice that you've received from female friends that you want to share?
Yes, I think that I've got some very sage friends, people I've been friends with since I was at school, and I'm trying to remember the words exactly, but essentially try and, if you're feeling something, allow yourself to feel it, because nothing good comes from kind of suppressing things or pretending. So I think as I've got a bit older, that's really helped.
That's a really interesting, because we talk about gut instinct a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, just trusting your gut, don't ignore it.
Yeah, when you're younger, I don't think you do. You're kind of like, I should be doing this, so I'm going to just not listen to that.
Yeah.
I think as you get older, it's easier to kind of listen a bit more. Isn't
Just
it?
You're fed up with other people sometimes.
Yeah,
It's a terrible
absolutely.
thing
Yeah,
to say,
I will
but
do
it's-
what I think is
I
the
think it's
right.
best.
Yeah.
So I am, and like many people, innately nosy, and I
Great.
love to know what women carry around in their bags. Mine is full of rubbish.
Yeah.
Are you willing to share what's in your
Yes,
bag?
absolutely. Here it is. It's a Martha Stance beautiful
I love the bag.
quilted bag, which I've had for a while. Okay, there's always a hat because I have curly hair, which has been straightened, but I have curly hair, and if there's any hint of any damp, it just goes.
Okay.
So I have a hat that I can stuff all my hair in. This is a guilty pleasure, which you can see
they're
is
the
open.
best.
Oh my God.
I love it.
If you haven't had those, you need to start, although I actually have to hide them from myself in the house.
Just
So
go for a whole packet.
that's my kind of like mid-morning snack. I've got in the wrong box, but very old,
nice.
proper old Celine sunglasses. So I have a problem with my eyes, so I have to be very careful with my son. So that's all good. I've got headphones, I've got tissues, I've got my little arm warmers because I live in fear, like many Brits, that I'm going to get too cold. So I've got my Ganni arm warmers just in case. There's a lot of crumbs. Oh my God, look, there's all the almond.
Leg warmers, but
yeah,
never arm warmers. Okay.
arm warmers. Notebook just in case. Always
Right.
have that. I've got a book that I've actually read before, which is the amazing Throne of Glass series, which is another like Fantasyland thing. I've got a comb. And I've got some Liberty vouchers. That's it.
That's a well constructed
Yeah,
bag right there.
yeah, I know, and there's lots of almond.
Almond crumbs.
Yeah, there'll always be crumbs.
It won't go
Never-
past lunch. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love it. Amazing.
Cute.
Quick fire.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah, ready.
What's your coffee order?
Okay, single shot, flat white with oat milk.
Nice. Favorite cuisine?
Italian. Yeah.
Your perfect date?
Oh, can I have a day and an evening?
Sure.
So the day would be National Trust Historical Interest kind of something, plus the National Trust Cafe, plus a walk. And then in the evening, it would be cocktails at somewhere really fabulous and kind of glamorous so I can overdress. And then my husband needs to accept that I'm allowed to ask him as many questions as I want because he gets really tired of the questions. So he has to accept that. And then maybe a nice dinner. Yeah.
That's not his perfect date then. Okay, fine.
No, he'll be like, oh God, she's off. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
An extra, actually, I'm going to ask this first. What's your go-to drink, alcoholic or non-alcoholic, at your fabulous place?
Oh, so if it's alcoholic, it would be a glass of champagne. Yeah, for sure. And then if it's non, it's Earl Grey tea, which I love.
An extra 5 hours in the day. How would you spend it?
Books.
Yeah.
I just get loads of books out and be like happy it's Larry. Yeah.
What cheers you up?
Oh, my dog, Cocker Spaniel called Marnie Bear, who
Lovely.
is just, they're always happy to see you. They're always like excited by stuff. So, and she's very cuddly, so I can do a full cuddle and
Nice.
she'll be like,
Which teenage boys don't always get.
teenage boys aren't so keen on the cuddling. No.
Right. What song are you listening to on repeat?
Oh God, I want to say something cool.
Doesn't have to
But-
be cool. Mine won't be.
But it won't be.
Fine.
I like the new Sam Fender album,
Okay.
but I'm usually listening to like The Killers or something like that.
That's
something
very
kind of
cool.
Like upbeat, but
Very
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a favourite, oh gosh, that's a difficult one for someone in fashion. Do you have a favourite item of clothing or
It's
jewellery or
difficult.
beauty?
Yeah, I've probably got about 20, but if I have to pick
Pick three.
one, I've got pick three. Oh, thank you. This necklace,
Yeah,
which
love
actually
it.
needs recoating, which I wear most days. I've got some black Acne Studios like combat trousers that I've had for probably 10 years, which are going to at some point disintegrate, and they are like my best trousers. You can just wear them in loads of different ways. Ooh, a third one. I mean, it'd probably be something like blusher because I get really pale. So that
pick up.
idea of just like, yeah.
Is there a trend you're totally over?
Oh my God, it's the Gen Z or Z. It's that high blooming sock thing.
Really?
I hate it. I hate it because in my mind I'm like, well, it makes your leg look short, and it makes me, I can't quite kind of get out of that. And is there anything else? Not really. That one really winds me up. Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, it literally is. Even at my yoga class, I'm like, come on. Like,
not on yoga. No. It's hot.
No.
If you could be born in any decade, which one would it be?
Well, because I love history so much, I'd love to have seen Elizabethan London or something like that, but it would have been smelly and unpleasant and actually really quite terrifying and dangerous. So probably the 70s, which is when I was born. And it was a pretty cool time because there was so many things happened in that decade, with music and fashion and everything. So, yeah.
A little early on in life, I appreciate. But if you wrote a book about your life and career so far, what would it be called and why?
It would be called something like Smile, because it just opens loads of doors, and my mum was like, you were born smiling. Like, it's just something I've always done, and I don't trust people that don't smile. So it's like, so something like that.
That's a beautiful way to close it. Smile. Thank you so much, Anna. I love that very, very much. Really nice to speak to you.
Thank you. Nice to speak to you.